Hello, everybody. Welcome to Israel's Church of Living God. Brother Caleb will be reading today. We'll be doing a lesson entitled simply Hail. Hail. That's what the lesson is entitled today. Simply Hail. There's many definitions given for hail. Many definitions. And, like one of them is Sheol. Okay, we're gonna give you a definition of that, and then other men call hell Hades, and then we got another one that is called what is it called? Anyway, we're gonna get to it. Either way, we're gonna get to it. What is it called here? I'm just gonna give you that name of that. I can't even read my own writing. Gehenna. Gehenna. So we're just going to give you the definition of hells, and we're going to show you that there's more than one hell that the Bible speaks of. But the hell that man gives and the definition that man gives for hell is not according to the Bible. In fact, we're going to see one of them is Greek mythology. So we really shouldn't be using that definition for hell. So we're going to start the lesson off, though, in Acts the 2nd chapter. Acts the 2nd chapter. And we're going to pick it up at verse 22. Acts 2 and 22. And right here we're just going to give you all three of the hells that's mentioned in the Bible. We're going to go one by one. We're going to show you this first one first. Then we're going to go over to 2 Samuel and show you the second one. Then we're going to go to Matthew the 5th chapter and show you a third one. Matthew 2 and 22. Acts 2 and 22. Acts 2 and 22. Everybody got it?
Amen.
Go ahead and read.
Ye men of Israel, hear these words.
Uh-huh.
Jesus of Nazareth, a man approved of God among you, by miracles and wonders and signs, which God did by him in the midst of you, as ye yourselves also know. Him being delivered by the determinate counsel and foreknowledge of God, ye have taken, and by wicked hands have crucified and slain.
So he's telling you about Jesus and what these Israelites did to him. Go ahead and read.
Verse 24. Whom God hath raised up, having loosed the pains of death, because it was not possible that he should be holden of it. For David speaketh concerning him.
For David speak concerning who? Jesus. David spoke of him. But go ahead and read.
I foresaw the Lord always before my face. For he is on my right hand, that I should not be moved.
Go ahead.
Therefore did my heart rejoice, and my tongue was glad. Moreover also my flesh shall rest in hope. Because thou wilt not leave my soul in hell. He said,
because thou wilt not leave my soul in hell. Now, some people try to look at this hell as, the one that we always see is supposed to be where the devil is and dead people that were wicked dead people are. Go ahead and read, though. Read that 27th verse again.
27. Because thou wilt not leave my soul in hell. Neither wilt thou suffer thine Holy One to see corruption.
Neither wilt thou suffer thy Holy One to see corruption. Skip down to verse 31 and read.
Yes, sir. He seeing this before spake of the resurrection of Christ.
So he spake of the resurrection of Christ. Go ahead.
That his soul was not left in hell. Neither his flesh did see corruption.
Neither his flesh did see corruption. So now, if his flesh see corruption, then we got to find out how does a man's flesh see corruption. But we're going to get to that, though. So let's look at another hell in the Bible. So let's go to 2 Samuel, the 22nd chapter. Now we're going to look at another hell real quick. 2 Samuel 22, and we're going to pick it up at 1. 2 Samuel 22 and 1. How does a man's flesh see corruption? 2 Samuel 22 and 1. 2 2 Samuel 22 and 1. And now we're going to look at another hell that's mentioned in the Bible. Go ahead and read.
And David spake unto the Lord the words of this song in the day that the Lord had delivered him out of the hand of all his enemies, and out of the hand of Saul. And he said, the Lord is my rock, and my fortress, and my deliverer.
Now wait a minute, who is the rock? Christ is the rock, though, isn't he?
Yes, sir. Amen.
And if he is David's rock, then he must have been there during the times of David then, huh?
Teach.
Go ahead and read.
Verse 3. The God of my rock, in him will I trust.
Go ahead.
He is my shield, and the horn of my salvation, my high tower and my refuge.
Go ahead.
My Savior, thou savest me from violence.
I
will call on the Lord who is worthy to be praised. So shall I be saved from my enemies.
Go ahead.
When the waves of death compass me.
He said, when the waves of death compass me. Go ahead.
The floods of the ungodly men made me afraid.
Go ahead.
The sorrow of hell compassed me about.
Hold it now. He said the sorrows of hell compass me about. So this is a state of condition then he was in, isn't it?
That's right, brother.
The sorrows of hell. So we ain't talking about that hell, that same hell that he spoke of about Christ, are we?
No, sir.
This right here is a state of condition. He said the sorrows of hell compass me about. If he's saying this, he ain't down in hell then, is he?
Make it plain.
So right here, we talking this hell right here is a state of condition. Read that over.
Verse 6. The sorrow of hell compassed me about. The snares of death prevented me.
He said the snares of death prevented me. So this sorrows of hell that we read about right here, this is a state of condition then. Let's go look at another hell. So we got the one where David said the Lord will go leave him in the grave, leave Christ in the grave to seek in the hell to seek corruption. Now we're looking at what David said, the sorrows of hell could pass me about. So now we're looking at a state of condition now, aren't we?
Yes, sir.
Let's go now to Matthew the 5th chapter. Matthew 5. Matthew 5. And we're going to pick it up at verse 21. Matthew 5 and 21. Matthew 5 and 21. Go ahead and read.
Ye have heard that it was said by them of old time, thou shalt not kill, and whosoever shall kill shall be in danger of judgment. But I say unto you, that whosoever is angry with his brother without a cause shall be in danger of judgment.
He said, but I say unto you that whosoever is angry with his brother without a cause shall be in danger of judgment. That's what he's saying. The Lord ain't doing away with the commandment. He's just strengthening it, isn't he?
Teach.
Go ahead and read.
And whosoever shall say to his brother, Raca, shall be in danger of counsel. But whosoever shall say, thou fool, shall be in danger of hellfire.
Oh, you see that? Whosoever shall say to thy brother, thou fool, shall be in danger of hellfire. Now we're looking at another hell here, aren't we? That's 3 we done saw already, isn't it?
That's right.
We're going to deal with these in a minute. So let's go now. So we're looking at 3 hells here. One, he said he would not leave my soul in hell. The second one, the sorrows of death of hell compassed me, which condition. And now he said the hellfire, in danger of hellfire. And we know what that one is too, don't we?
Yes, sir.
Nobody really got to tell you which one that is. So we're looking at 3 hells here. Let's go to, because you know, like I said earlier, some people think that Jesus went down in hell to talk to dead souls. You know, which they call dead people's spirits, which that ain't even happened yet. But anyway, only one that had happened to is Jesus, that have died and arose from the grave and lived forever. That's Jesus. He's the only one that has happened to. Well, anyway, let's go to 1 Peter the 3rd chapter. 1 Peter 3. Because this is where they get that from. 1 Peter 3, and we're going to pick it up at verse 18. 1 Peter 3 and 18. You know, why would God send Jesus down in hell where it's fire and the flesh worms eating on people, why would he send Jesus down to hell? If somebody in hell already, they already got their reward. Because I'm going to show you later. Once you go in hell, you ain't coming out of there. So what need would Jesus have to go down to hell to preach to somebody? I mean, you know, hell fire, the lake of fire. Why would he have to go down there and preach to somebody? Because they got their reward already, if this really was true. 1 Peter, the 3rd chapter, and we're going to pick it up at verse 18. 1 Peter 3 and 18. Go ahead. You know, because we got a bunch of allegories and folklore. 1 Peter 3 and 18. Go ahead.
For Christ also hath once suffered for sin, the just for the unjust, that he might bring us to God.
Go ahead.
Being put to death in the flesh, but quickened by the Spirit.
But quickened by the Spirit, because when Jesus came out of the grave, he was what? A spirit.
That's right, brother.
Go ahead and read.
19. By which also he went and preached unto the spirits in prison.
See, by which also he went and preached unto the spirits in prison. You know, like, you know, you're not going to leave my soul in hell to seek corruption. So when he went to hell, he went and preached to these spirits in prison. Now, what sense does that make? I mean, really think about it. How can that make any sense? Why would God send... he would send an angel down there before he would send his precious son, his holy son. But go ahead. But why would he even send an angel if you in hell, the lake of fire? Your fate is sealed already. Ain't no more preaching to you.
That's right, brother.
Go ahead and read, though.
Verse 20. Which sometimes were disobedient, when once the long suffering of God waited in the days of Noah.
Now you see that? This one he went and preached to the spirits in prison. In the days of Noah. But he wasn't Christ then. Go ahead and read.
While the ark was preparing, wherein few, that is 8 souls, were saved by water. He said while the ark was in preparing. This is when he went down and preached to those, or went to preach to those spirits in prison. What this prison is, I don't know. But I can tell you this though, it sure went down in hell. And it sure wasn't no, because ain't no dead people, I'm going to show you today, ain't no dead people down in the lake of fire hell. Teach.
Nobody, that hell don't even exist yet. But anyway, let's go now. Let's go to Jude. Let's go to Jude, the 6th chapter. 6th verse. Because Jude is right before Revelation, and it's one chapter. Jude, the 6th verse. Jude 6. Everybody got it? Go ahead and read it.
And the angels, which kept not their first estate, but left their own habitation, he hath reserved in everlasting chains under darkness, until the judgment of the great day.
You see that? He said the angels which kept not their first estate. Now, which angels are these? These are the ones that got kicked out of heaven. The angels which kept not their first estate, but left their own habitation, he have reserved in everlasting chains of darkness unto the judgment of the great day. Now, if they was in hell already, wouldn't they have suffered the judgment already? They would have suffered. I mean, if you're in hell, your judgment has already been passed on you. So these angels that was kicked out of their first estate and left their first habitation, they haven't even been judged yet. So where are they? They ain't in the lake of fire.
That's right.
Because he got them under chains of darkness waiting for the judgment of the great day. So they wait for the judgment of the great day. The end of this thing is the lake of fire.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to show you. So where are they now then? Let's go to Revelations 12. Go right on over to Revelations 12, and we're going to pick it up, and we'll show you what Satan and his angels are. Revelations 12 and 9. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, go ahead and read verse 7. You go ahead and read that.
Yes, sir.
Verse 7. I'm sorry, Jude. I get a little excited. Let me calm down. Read verse 6 again. Read it again.
Verse 6, Jude. And the angels which kept not their first estate, was left their own habitation. He hath reserved in everlasting chains under darkness until the judgment of the great day.
Go ahead.
Even as Sodom and Gomorrah and the cities about them in like manner, giving themselves over to fornication and going after strange flesh, are set forth for an example.
They were set forth for an example. Go ahead.
Suffering the vengeance of eternal fire.
Suffering the vengeance of eternal fire. What is this eternal fire? What is this eternal fire? Yeah. They got other names for it too, but I wouldn't call it that. I won't call it what the book called it. You know, they got another name for it in Greek and, you know, like, and this such. But I'm going to call it what the book called it. So he said, I'm going to show you why I'm going to call it what the book called it. He said, even as Sodom and Gomorrah and the cities about them have in like manner giving themselves over to fornication and going after strange flesh, because that's what it is when a man lying with a man and a woman with a woman, it's strange flesh.
Yes, sir.
And that's why God destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah. And you can go right on YouTube and punch up the remains of Sodom and Gomorrah. You'll see that city still right there, sitting intact in ashes.
Yes, sir.
And you know, you get I got sort of eerie feeling come over me when I saw it. But that's why he destroyed the city. He said it was for an example, suffering the vengeance of eternal fire. But that's what man got to look forward to if he go astray from God. Eternal fire. But anyway, so let's see what those angels are right now. Because we know they could be down in hell, the lake of fire, because the Lord got them on the chains of darkness till the judgment of the great day, right?
That's right, brother.
So let's go to Revelations 12, and we're going to pick up at verse 9. Revelations 12 and 9. Revelations 12 and 9. Go ahead and read it.
And the great dragon was cast out. That old serpent called the devil.
Now, where was he cast out from? He was cast out of hell. I mean, out of heaven.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead and read.
Called the devil and Satan, which deceived the whole world.
I tell you what. Let's go back. Go back to verse 7.
Yes, sir.
We're going to show you that this way he was cast out from hell. Heaven.
Yes,
Keep
sir.
saying hell.
Yes, sir. It's okay, brother.
But heaven, though.
Yes, sir.
Anyway, the book don't tell you. Well, whatever my mouth say, look at what the book say.
Amen, brother.
Go ahead and read.
And there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon. And the dragon fought and his angels. And prevailed not. Neither was their place found any more in heaven.
Go ahead.
And the great dragon was cast out. That old serpent called the devil and Satan. Which deceived the whole world. He was cast out into the earth.
And he was cast out where?
Into the earth.
To the earth. One didn't go down to hell, did he?
No, sir.
But that's what men have been teaching. But somebody haven't read the Bible. Book said Satan was cast down to the earth. Well, what were those angels that was cast on the chains of darkness? Where were they cast to? Keep reading.
And his angels was cast out with him.
Oh, so they was cast out with him? Well, where was he cast out? To the earth. And that's where his angels are cast out. To the earth. Under chains of darkness. They can see you, but you can't see them. Go ahead and read.
Verse 10.
Skip down to verse 12.
Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them.
Go ahead.
Woe to the inhabitants of the earth.
Woe unto the inhabitants of the earth. Why?
And of the sea. For the devil is come down into you.
Oh, that's what the devil is on the earth?
Yes, sir.
So we've been taught that he down in hell, the lake of fire, turning people over with a pitchfork, and you got people down there hollering and screaming and all this stuff. But he down here on the earth.
That's right, brother.
Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you. Go ahead.
Having great wrath. Because he knoweth that he have but a short time.
Because he knows that he has a short time. He knows it. What do you think his angels know? They know the same thing. They know the same thing. So now we see where We know now that Jesus didn't go down into hell teaching no spirits, did he? We know now that Satan and his angels are not down in hell in the lake of fire, don't we?
That's right. No, sir.
That lake of fire, hell ain't even got here yet. Because I'm going to show you, when that gets here, the angels and men are going to be thrown into there, in the lake of fire. But it hasn't happened yet. Let's go now. Let's go to Psalms, the 16th chapter. Psalm 16. And let's pick up what David said, Peter said over there about David again. But this time, David is saying it. Psalm 16, and we're going to pick it up at verse 8. Psalm 16 and 8. So we're going to find out, what does he mean? He won't suffer his Holy One to seek, put his soul in hell, and suffer his Holy One to seek corruption. What is this hell he's talking about? Psalm 16, and we're going to pick it up at verse 8. Psalm 16 and 8. Go ahead and read.
I have set the Lord always before me. Because he is at my right hand, I shall not be moved.
Go ahead.
Therefore my heart is glad, and my glory rejoiceth. My flesh also shall rest in hope. For thou wilt not leave my soul in hell.
He said, for thou wilt not leave my soul in hell. The same thing we read over in Acts, right?
Yes, sir.
Peter quoted it. Said, for thou wilt not leave my soul in hell. What hell is he talking about? Go ahead and read.
Neither wilt thou suffer thine Holy One to see corruption.
So we know he's not talking about the lake of fire hell, don't we?
Come on.
He said, well, thou wilt not leave my soul in hell, neither wilt thou suffer thy Holy One to see corruption. Go ahead and read.
Thou wilt show me the path of life, and thy presence in fullness of joy. At thy right hand there are pleasures forevermore.
Now, so what does he mean by, for thou wilt not leave my soul in hell? What hell are we looking at right here? We couldn't be looking at the lake of fire, could we? So let's find out what we're looking at then. Let's go to Ezekiel, the 32nd chapter. Ezekiel 32. Ezekiel 32, and we're going to pick it up at, let's pick it up at verse 17. Ezekiel 32 and 17. All right, go ahead and read. Ezekiel 32 and 17.
It came to pass also in the 12th year, in the 15th day of the month, that the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, wail for the multitude of Egypt, and cast them down, even her, and the daughter of the famous nations, until the nether parts of the earth.
Until the nether parts of the earth. You know, brother tried to tell me one time, this is talking about some secret place right here that is supposed to be the grave. I mean, hell. See, this is when Jesus went down into the nether part of the earth, and this is when he went and taught the Spirit. I'm like, what? We're going to show you what this nether part of the earth is. Go ahead and read.
With them that go down into the pit.
They go down into what?
The pit.
So this neither part of the earth is a pit then, huh?
Come on.
Go ahead and read.
Verse 19. Whom dost thou pass in beauty? Go down and be thou laid with the uncircumcised.
He said, go down and be thou laid with the uncircumcised. Go ahead and read.
They shall fall in the midst of them that are slain by the sword. She is delivered to the sword. Draw her and all her multitudes. The strong among the mighty shall speak to him out of the midst of hell.
Oh, wait a minute. The strong among the mighty shall speak to him out of the midst of what?
Hell.
Hell. Go ahead and read.
The midst of hell with them that help him.
Go ahead.
They are gone down. They lie uncircumcised, slain by the sword.
So now these people dead. They gone down. You know, they ain't talking about you Because once you go down to this place, you ain't speaking nothing.
Make that plain, brother.
You ain't speaking nothing. Go ahead and read.
Verse 22.
Uh-huh.
Asher is there in all her company.
Go ahead.
His graves are about him, all of them slain.
Uh-huh. His graves are about him. All of them slain. Go ahead.
Fallen by the sword.
Uh-huh.
Whose graves are set in the sides of the pit.
Wait a minute now. Didn't we just read up here earlier about this pit? What verse was that? Verse 18. And the Son of Man wailed for the multitude of Egypt and cast them down, even her and the daughters of the famous nations, unto the nether parts of the earth with them that go down into what? The pit. Mm-hmm. Now he's telling you this pit is what? The grave. And that's what we're looking at when it comes to this hell too. We're looking at the grave. Read that verse again.
Verse 23.
Uh-huh.
Whose graves are set in the sides of the pit.
Whose graves are set in the side of the pit. Go ahead.
And her company is round about her grave.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
All of them slain, fallen by the sword, which caused terror in the land of the living.
Go ahead.
There is Elam, and all her multitude round about her grave.
Round about her grave. So this grave is a pit, right?
Yes, sir.
It is also called hell, though, ain't it?
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and read.
All of them slain, fallen by the sword, which are gone down uncircumcised into the nether parts of the earth.
They going down to the... So where's this nether parts of the earth at? It's in the pit, ain't it?
Teach.
And which is in the grave, ain't it?
Yes, sir.
Which is hell, ain't it?
Yes, sir.
That's where he say, they're going to go suffer, thou shalt not suffer thy holy one to go into hell and seek corruption. He's talking about the grave. That's what hell this is talking about. And David was talking about the grave. Go ahead and read. You want to read verse 24 again?
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
There is Elam and all her multitude round about her grave.
Uh-huh.
All of them slain, fallen by the sword, which are gone down uncircumcised into the nether parts of the earth.
Uh-huh.
Which caused their terror in the land of the living, yet have they borne their shame with them that go down to the pit.
They go down to the pit. Skip down to verse 27 and read it.
And they shall not lie with the mighty that are fallen of the uncircumcised, which are gone down to hell.
Wait a minute, they go down to hell? Well, they go down to this pit then, ain't they?
Pit, yes, sir.
Which is what? The grave.
Yes, sir. Make it plain, brother.
Go ahead.
Which are gone down to hell with their weapons of war. And they have laid their swords under their heads, but their iniquities shall be upon their bones. Though they were the terror of the mighty in the land of the living.
Now, let's go now. Let's look at this some more. Let's look at this some more. Let's go to Isaiah the 38th chapter. Isaiah 38. And this when Hezekiah was sick unto death. But we ain't going to read that part. We're going to read another part of this. Isaiah 38. And we're going to pick it up at verse 17. Isaiah 38 and 17. So we see that this hell that the Lord was not going to see corruption. It is the grave then, which is a pit. And he went down into the nether parts of the earth. Isaiah 38 and 17. Isaiah 38 and 17. Everybody got it? Amen. Go ahead and read it.
Behold, for peace I had great bitterness. But thou hast in love to my soul delivered it from the pit of corruption.
From the pit of what?
Corruption.
Thou shalt not suffer thy holy one to seek corruption. Well, where are you going to seek corruption at? In the grave. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and read.
For thou hast cast all my sins behind thy back. For the grave cannot praise thee.
Oh, so now he's telling you what this pit of corruption is. He said, for the grave cannot praise thee. Go ahead.
Death cannot celebrate thee. They that go down into the pit cannot hope for thy truth.
He called it the pit of corruption. He called it the grave, and now he called it a pit again. Same thing Ezekiel was saying. Same thing Ezekiel was saying. Except Ezekiel called it hell too, didn't he?
He did, brother.
Finish that verse 18. You finish that?
Yeah, they that go down into the pit cannot hope for thy truth.
Now, let's go to, let's look at it one more time. Let's go to Job, the 17th chapter. Job 17. Job 17, and we're going to pick it up at verse 1. Job 17 and 1. We're going to pick that verse 1 up, and then we're going to skip. Job 17. We're going to hit that first verse, and then we're going to skip down to verse 11. So far we see this hell that Peter was telling you about. He's not going to suffer thy Holy One to seek corruption, go in this hell and seek corruption. We talking about the grave then, aren't we?
Yes, sir.
Job 17 and 1. Go ahead and read it.
My breath is corrupt. My days are extinct.
Go ahead.
The graves are ready for me.
The graves are ready for me. Skip down to verse 11. Go ahead.
My days are past. My purposes are broken off. Even the thoughts of my heart. They changed the night into day. The light is short because of darkness.
Go ahead.
If I wait, the grave is my house.
He said, if I wait, the grave is what?
My house.
My house. Go ahead.
I have made my bed in darkness.
I have made my bed in darkness. Go ahead.
I have said to corruption, thou art my father. To the worm, thou art my mother.
Now we know what he's talking about now, don't we?
Yes, sir.
He said, I have said to corruption, thou art my father. To the worm, thou art my mother and my sister. Because when you go in the grave, what's going to happen to you? The worm's going to cover you, and you're going to finally corrupt. That's what's going to happen. That's what happens to man when they die and go in the grave, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead and read.
Verse 15. And where is now my hope? As for my hope, who shall see it?
Go ahead.
They shall go down to the bars of the pit.
Now, wait a minute. Now, he's saying the same thing Ezekiel and Isaiah said then, ain't he?
That's right, brother.
Now he calling the pit. Ezekiel said it. Isaiah said it. Now, here Job is saying it. Well, Job called it what? Corruption. Right? And then he also, corruption is my father. The worm, thou art my mother and my sister. And where is now my hope? As for my hope, who shall see it? They shall go down to the bars of the pit. And where is this pit at? Keep reading.
When I rest together is in the dust.
When I rest together is where?
In the dust.
Ain't that the grave?
Yes, sir.
All of them saying the same thing. So this corruption that the Lord was not going, that God was not going to let Jesus see was where? In this hell that he went to, that he wasn't going to let him see corruption is where? In the grave. Which is another part of the earth too, right?
Teach, brother.
Which is a pit. Let's go now. Let's go to, cause we're going to look up this. Cause you know, people say, you know, they try to say this word Sheol. Okay, I'm cool with that. I don't have no problem with Sheol. You know, you want to say that's Hebrew for hell, I'm cool with that. But check out what else they saying. We going to this where the problem come in. We're going to Revealed Bible Dictionary and we're looking under Sheol. Because this is where the problem come in with that word. I had some brothers I was talking to before telling me about this. Read that Sheol.
Revealed Bible Dictionary. Page 914. Sheol, the grave.
See, the grave. See, I don't have no problem with that. If you want to say that's Hebrew for the grave, no problem. Go ahead.
It says the grave, the place and or state of the dead. English translations render this Hebrew word as the grave.
The grave. You done?
And at times, hell.
Hell. All right. So Sheol and grave, hell, same thing, right?
Yes, sir.
Now we're gonna go look up another word. Cause this one is connected with that word. We're going to look up. We're going to World Book Encyclopedia, and we're going to look up Hades. Because this word is associated with it. Now look at where this Hades come from. And ain't no way we should be using this word right here. Ain't no way we should be using this. But this word is associated with Sheol.